Are the NHL Awards rigged? How do they conduct the voting for the NHL Awards? Who is this shady organization that ends up selecting these players? Is there media bias? Do you have to play on a big team in order to win it? What are all the ins and outs of voting? And more importantly, who won the 2022 NHL Awards this year? Well, Coach Ryan D is going to break down and answer all of your questions by letting you know who won. I'm going to tell you if I think they got it right, and then I'll give you a little bit of insight into the process because there is a lot of clickbait out there, this video included. Thanks for clicking. There's a lot of clickbait out there that will give you wrong information about what is going on in the NHL Awards. So let's talk about all of that right now. Many of the awards are actually selected by the Professional Hockey Writers Association, this shady group of folks. Hey, they're not that shady. They're just a group of folks that write about hockey. But this group of folks called the PHWA has over 300 members. They're like any other board you've ever seen out there. School board, hockey board, whatever board it is. They're big. They're probably slow at changing. There's a lot of people. They're just doing their best, and their best isn't that bad, I'll be honest. But like any other board out there, they're going to make mistakes and they're going to get tied up in red tape and bureaucracy. Now, a lot of fans out there want to say, hey, we think these awards are rigged, or, players don't care about these awards. Look, let's go ahead. Let's answer some of the mailbag questions that I see over and over in the comments about this. Number one, do players care about getting these awards? Yes. They extremely care about getting these awards. Yes, there are some players that care not at all, and they only care about team awards. Yes, they may want the team award more than this, but I'm telling you this right now, as a coach and a player, I've been in plenty of locker rooms in every sport, including hockey, where there are players that care more about individual awards than they do about team awards. You can take that to the bank. What the percentage is, I don't really know. So you guys let me know down below in the comments if you've ever played with a teammate out there that seemed to care more about individual glory than he did about team glory, because it exists everywhere in every workplace and every friendship group. There's no reason it wouldn't exist in the NHL. These guys are just trained to talk about team first. They're trained to be a cohesive unit, and they're trained to say the right things. But deep down, when you see the doors are closed, when the cameras aren't on, they will tell their friends in the locker room. They will have things that slip up. They care about these awards. The second most popular question I get is, why don't they take the playoffs into account, or why don't they do the voting before the playoff starts? Well, kiddies, they do. All the votes are cast before a single game in the playoffs is played. These are regular season awards. Now, I know the follow-up to this is the playoffs should count because the playoffs matter the most. They don't, because not everybody is equally represented. So you can have that opinion, but it will not stand. I don't ever see a point in time where the playoffs are included. They have their own awards. So the votes are actually calculated before you go into the playoffs. It's just for us fans that they end up getting released during the playoffs because of the buzz in hockey is high and clicks matter. So they want to keep you interested. And that happened today. The awards happened today for 2022. So go ahead, take the playoffs out of it. There's no bias in that piece. They're voted before the playoffs start. The third thing is the verbiage on the awards, such as the Hart Award, which is awarded to the best player in the league. The Hart Award is given to the player deemed the most valuable to his team, therefore the most valuable in the National Hockey League. That is very subjective. Every player that gets this award is going to likely play on a great team. So there's always that guy out there that says, worst team, best player, he should end up getting it. They'd be in the doghouse if it wasn't for him, but that isn't how it works. There's also the misconception that you have to lead the league in points. You do not have to lead the league in points in order to get this. There are a lot of variables that can go into different awards, including the Hart Award. So when it's coming down to it, you can read it by the letter of the language, but there's a spirit of the award. And I'm going to tell you right now, 50% of the population out there hate spirits of things. It's not that they don't like spirits. It's that they hate spirit of word terminology. They are very adept into what does the word say and what does the dictionary definition of the word mean. And it doesn't mean they're wrong. There's another group that go, what is the feeling of the award? How do you feel? What was the intention of the award? They're not wrong either. They actually end up dividing politically many, many times into red and into blue states. I'm not going to tell you which one because we don't get into that crap here on this channel. But the awards have a spirit of the award, and they tell the PWA not how to vote, just what the award means, and they go ahead and they vote how they see fit. So some may vote by the letter of the award, and others may vote how they feel in the spirit of the award. And finally, the PHWA goes ahead and selects their top 100 members out of 300. Come with me right now. I'd love to show you something. When we go to their homepage, and you can see it right here, the Professional Hockey Writers Association, you can see Frank Saravelli is the president of their board right now. You probably know it. You come up here to the top, you look at chapters, go ahead and find your favorite chapter. Let's go ahead and pick Edmonton. You can see that Edmonton has 5 members, plus they end up having a chapter chair. Then you want to go down to, let's find a giant market like Toronto. Wow, there is a sure lot from Toronto there. So when they go ahead and they are picking members for the top 100, not all teams are equally represented. You can't do that, right? It's not a number, 32 times 3. There's going to be writers that end up having more votes from more cities or cover more teams. Here's the interesting thing about the awards and where the fans may be right. Large media bias can definitely take hold in here. Why? 82 games, 32 teams, people. Even if it's their job, even if it is, they are not watching every game. It's not happening. Hockey is tribal. We get focused in on our team. And when we're focused in on our team, we see every little nook and cranny. Yes, you have a writer in your local area and maybe several that get that granular into it, but they all don't get votes. It's not all cast equal. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of large media folks, whether it's from The Athletic, TSN, ESPN, Sportsnet, a lot of great channels out there that get multiple candidates that get to go ahead and cast a vote. And we all know clicks matter. So teams like the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Boston Bruins, the Pittsburgh Penguins that get a lot of clicks and a lot of views, they get covered by a lot of mainstream media, they're going to have a little more attention from these guys because at the end of the day, they are not watching 82 Winnipeg Jets games. It's just not going to happen. It's the way it goes. You take it on a chin. You got to be good to win the award anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get on to these awards. But before we do, can you award Coach Ryan D with a quick subscription and, maybe a thumbs up? I would love you to do that. It's free down below. I'd also love you to join our Discord. You can come tell me in the Discord. I'm there all the time. If you think these awards were correct, let me know who your awards were, not only down below, but in that Discord. And hey, leaving a comment, it helps spread the love of this video. So if you want to go ahead and throw up the heart there for Coach Ryan D, go down below and leave a comment. If you can't think of one, leave your favorite emoji. We also say a huge shout out to our members all the time here on this channel. Big shout out to our executive members, as well as our lower bowl members. If you want to get involved, the join button is down below. It's not the subscribe button. It's the join button, so make sure you push the right one. All right, why don't we go ahead and reveal the awards? I'll tell you if we think we got them right. Let's start with the big one, the Hart Trophy. The Hart Trophy is awarded to the league's MVP as voted on by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. There were 2 leading candidates moving into this. You could consider it 3. There was Johnny Gaudreau, there was Connor McDavid, and there is your winner, Auston Matthews, baby. In the regular season, and I made a video about it. You can see it at the end of this video. Auston Matthews led all players in goals. He led all players in goals per 60. Auston Matthews was an absolute beast, a monster of a unit. Yes, Connor McDavid had more points than Matthews, but at the end of the day, goals matter. And the writers and myself both think that Auston Matthews is the correct pick for this one. Is Connor McDavid the best player in the world? Absolutely. You've heard me say it many, many times, but Cale Makar is creeping up on him, and Auston Matthews always has a case. There has not been a player that has scored at a clip in the NHL like Auston Matthews since Mario Lemieux. And we are talking Mario Lemieux post his illness and his injury. This is prime time Lemieux, and he was pretty darn good after he returned too. So Auston Matthews sets absolute league records this year. He deserves the win. And let's go ahead and see how they voted, shall we? Points are tabulated by a first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place. So you don't just get to pick one. If you go ahead and give a whole bunch of second place votes to a person, they can go ahead and win. So when we pull it up here, what do we see? Auston Matthews wins 1,630 points to Connor McDavid at 1-1-1-1. Pretty cool. He had 119 firsts. He had 49 seconds. He had 15 thirds. He had 6 fourths. I don't know who pulled that trigger. And he had 4 fifths. Okay, whatever. Connor McDavid got 29 first place votes. That's fair. 66 second place votes, 56 third place votes, and a bunch of fourth and fifth place votes. And then after that, Igor Shesterkin, Johnny Gaudreau, Jonathan Huberdeau, they were all in there, but you can see they didn't match the power of Auston Matthews. And yes, he plays in Toronto. Yes, the most amount of writers comes from Toronto. Yes, the media market and hockey as a whole comes from Toronto. But it has been a long time, I don't think ever, since a player has won it from Toronto. So nice job by Auston Matthews. He would have been my pick too. Now you might be wondering to yourself, Igor Shesterkin, I think he might be the most important person to his team. Goalies have a very tough time winning this award because they have their own award. Same with defensemen. There is no award for best forward. So you got to be incredibly exceptional, which both Cale Makar, Roman Josi, and Igor Shesterkin were this year. But you really have to blow the roof off the place if you want to pull a Carey Price and end up winning the dual award, which is the Vezina and the Hart. So Auston Matthews takes this one home. The Norris Trophy, many's favorite trophy. This is my favorite trophy. I love defensemen. I always love talking about defensemen. Oh boy, was it close. Cale Makar, Roman Josi, right down to the wire. 1631 in total points for Cale Makar, 1606 for Roman Josi. Cale Makar takes it home. Attaboy, kid. Way to go. He ends up taking home 92 first place votes. Roman Josi took home 98. This is why they give point awards through 1 through 5th. Here's the cool thing about it. It was way closer than you want to think in terms of two players, but neither of these players got 5th place votes. Remember, Auston Matthews did. Again, that was weird, but no 5th place votes for either. Only 3 4th place votes for Josi, 0 for Makar. Makar basically ran an even split of 1st and 2nd place. People loved Makar. He ends up winning it out. Great job by Cale. Awesome job by both. Who would I have chosen for this award? That's tough. My heart loves Cale Makar, but when I look at the point totals and the goals that Josi put up, and I think about the defenseman that contributed the most to his team, I actually would pick Roman Josi for this award. But you know what? Give it to Makar. It's just, I want to be there for greatness. Makar is greatness. He is going to be hot on the heels of guys like Paul Coffey and Bobby Orr. He's got to do it for another 3 or 4 years before he really starts getting in that conversation. I'm glad everybody else is there. I need to see some time, but I'm super pumped for this kid. I loved seeing him come out of the AJHL. It has been a treat to watch Cale Makar. Great job. The Calder Trophy award is next, and it is for Rookie of the Year. This is a controversial award because, one, you can't have your 26th birthday before September 15th of that current year. Look, it's kind of interesting because we all think of rookies as teenagers and young people in their 20s, but you can be pretty old and win this award. The eligibility criteria is banana sandwich to me. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. To be eligible for the Calder Memorial Trophy, a player cannot have played more than 25 games in a single preceding season, nor 6 or more games in each of any 2 preceding seasons in any major professional league beginning in 1990-1991. So that means the young man, he ain't that young, Michael Bunting was actually eligible for this award. There was a couple big hitters. There was Mortz, Seider, there was Trevor Zegras, there was Michael Bunting. People were thinking it was going to be Bunting because he plays alongside Matthews and Marner. He's in the big market. Hey, look, I thought that was a reasonable assumption. I would have picked Michael Bunting as the winner, but he wouldn't have been my pick if I was voting. So let's go ahead and take a look at who won. The winner is Mortz Seider. This is the guy I would have picked. I love this one, but I love defensemen. I think this guy's a monster. He's a physical beast. He moves the puck well. He has absolutely incredible intangibles all over the ice. He cleans up with 1,853 points. This is the right vote. When you are young like Mortz and you are playing the minutes like Mortz as a defenseman, you got to give your hat off. Look, Michael Bunting, he's just a winger, and you hear me say that all the time. You really got to impress me as a winger to take over the center in the defensive position. Wingers are complementary players, center drives lines, and defensemen are incredibly hard to find, so Seider ends up winning it. Zegras had an awesome year this year as well. He comes in with 1,191 votes, but really the runaway vote with 171st place ballots, Mortz Seider, great pick, wouldn't change it. I think Zegras coming in at 2 makes perfect sense. They got this one right. How about the Vezina Trophy? This is the one that isn't awarded by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. I guess people just don't know enough about goalies, so give it to the GMs, right? Sometimes they even question if the GMs know something about goalies. Good thing there are goalie coaches and goalie scouts. Cheers to all you boys out there and gals working in those positions. Underappreciated role, but also well paid. Now, goalies. You had Shesterkin, you had Markstrom, you had Saros, you had Vasilevskiy, you had Anderson. Did this really even need consideration? It's Igor Shesterkin, and you take a look, he got 29 first place votes, 3 second place votes. I'd like to know the general managers that didn't give him a first place vote. 1 to Anderson, 1 to Vasilevskiy, 1 to Sorokin. Come on, they're picking their own guys at that point. This was all Shesterkin all year. He was a candidate for the Hart. absolutely cleans it up. They got this one right. And then finally, you have things like first team all-stars. I don't think these guys get celebrated enough. The individual awards are cool, but I have always thought first team, second team all-stars, these are important because these are the actual all-stars. The all-star game should go away and just be replaced by actually picking who the best players are in the league. I don't even care if they need to play. Just pick a true all-star team without the crap. But anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first all-star team, shall we? Number 1 is Auston Matthews. He's your first line center overall. Then you've got Mitch Marner. Of course you do. Then you got Johnny Gaudreau in his left wing. Defensemen will be held up by Cale, Makar, and Roman Josi, and your goalie is Igor Shesterkin. That is your first team all-star. I think that's correct. I don't think I would change a single one of them. Yes, you've got great wingers out there, say like Nikita Kucherov that can move in, or a whole bunch of other guys that could replace Marner. But I thought Marner had an absolutely banger right winger season. So great pick, wouldn't change him. Then taking a look at the second all-star team. This is your second line, right? Top 6, top 4, 2 starting goalies. You go ahead and you put in Connor McDavid, Matthew Tkachuk, and Jonathan Huberdeau. Mr. Huberdeau ends up going in there on the left wing. He gets beaten out by Johnny Gaudreau at this point in time. That's a toss-up for me. You could have Huberdeau, you could have Gaudreau. I would have taken Gaudreau over Huberdeau in the regular season. Then you look at 2 of my favorite defensemen, Charlie McAvoy and Victor Hedman. I love it. Goaltender Jacob Markstrom in net. We're going to go ahead and pull up the all-rookie team here right now. It's Michael Bunting, Lucas Raymond, Trevor Zegras. No surprise there up front. Then we're going to get Alexander Carrier, and we're going to get Mortz Seider in the back, and we're going to put Jeremy Swayman in the net. He's got a bright future there in Boston. Finally, the Lady Byng Award. I get to wear my Jets jersey here. No, it's not a Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor's in the back. It's been a while since I got to wear it. Thanks, playoffs. Thanks for Jets not making the playoffs. Kyle Connor ends up winning it as the most gentlemanly in the playoffs. Basically, take the guy with the least amount of penalty minutes. He ends up getting that one. King Clancy Award winner, PK Subban, Bill Masterson's trophy, Carey Price, Selke Trophy, Patrice Bergeron. Changed that award to the Bergeron Award. And the Jack Adams Award winner for Coach of the Year, Daryl Sutter. I don't know. I would love it to be John Cooper. A lot of people would, but guess what? John Cooper just wins cups. His regular season, mediocre at best. So that's why Sutter ends up cleaning that one up. I'm surprised it wasn't Jared Bednar either, though. Now, finally, is the Ted Lindsay Award. Why did I leave this to the end? Because this is the real check. This is who the players think is the best player in the league. And the players know there's a bit of a popularity contest-ish, but at the end of the day, if you combine the Hart Trophy winner with the Ted Lindsay winner and they match, you synergize, I think both of them got it right. So the professional hockey writers said it was Auston Matthews. The players said it was Auston Matthews. So if you're sitting at home going, it's Connor McDavid, I love Connor McDavid. You can love Connor McDavid. You can think it's Connor McDavid. The players say you're wrong. The professional hockey writers say you're wrong. That's 2 strikes. Coach Ryan D, I say you're wrong. I think it's Auston Matthews. But overall, Connor McDavid is the first player I would draft as the best player in the league. We go season by season. It is subjective, so you let me know if they ended up getting it right. The runners-up to the Ted Lindsay Award were Roman Josi and Connor McDavid. So those were the top 3 players voted by the players in the NHLPA as to who they think the best player is. I hope you had a lot of fun with this video. Subscribe, join. We'll catch you in the next one.